Alright, see how we do here. Today we're going to do sum to product formulas, and I've got 4 of them. I'm just going to derive one and then show you the rest. I want to show you a proof of how this one formula, sine of alpha plus beta, or we can call it A and B, is really will equal 2 sine of A plus B over 2 cosine A minus B over 2. Alright, so here's our proof. Let's start off first with, remember, from the product to sum, sine of A cosine B equals 1/2 sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B. We did that today. Alright, so here's this proof. I'm going to start off with 2 sine of alpha plus beta over 2, which is A or B, just, two different angles. Sine of alpha plus beta over 2 times cosine of alpha minus beta over 2. Okay, and we want to get this to eventually equal this right here. Okay? So what I'm first going to do is kind of substitute. I'm going to call alpha plus beta over 2. Let's just call that angle A, because that is going to be just end up being some angle. And B is alpha minus beta over 2. So we'll call this angle A and this angle B. So it's 2 sine A cosine B. Okay? Notice this is right here, sine A cosine B, except we've got a 2 there. Okay? So I'm going to plug in the sine A cosine B formula here. Alright, so sine A cosine B, 2 sine A cosine B means what I have. I have 2 of those sine A cosine B's, right? So I've got 2 sine A cosine B equals 2, and here's that formula we know. 2 times 1/2 sine A plus B plus sine A minus B, okay? All right, notice the 2 times 1/2, this is going to cancel out, okay, and just be 1, all right? And notice what I put back in for A. A is what? Alpha plus beta over 2 plus alpha minus beta over 2. Those are my 2, alpha and beta. And then plus sine, again, here's my A and B again. Alpha plus beta over 2 minus alpha minus beta over 2. Okay? So all I did was substitute in. I first called it A plus B, then it's easier to do that and then substitute in. Okay? So now let's do some math here. Just simplifying. Alpha plus alpha is going to be 2 alpha, and beta minus beta is 0. And that's all over my common denominator of 2. Over here I've got alpha minus alpha is going to be, the alphas go away, but beta minus a negative beta is 2 beta over 2. Okay, common denominator. So I've got 2 alpha plus sine of 2 alpha over 2. Cancel out. Sine of 2 beta over 2. The 2's cancel out. And I basically get sine of alpha plus sine of beta. So I just basically showed you what? That 2 sine alpha plus beta over 2 cosine alpha minus beta over 2 equals this right here, sine of alpha plus sine of beta. Okay? That's our first rule. Here we have it. Of sum to product, not product to sum, but sum to product. Rule number 1, sine of alpha plus sine of beta, or sine of A plus B, okay, equals 2 sine of A plus B over 2 cosine A minus B over 2, okay? So that's our first rule. And here's the next 3, okay? Sine of A minus sine of B is right up here, 2 sine A minus B over 2 cosine A plus B over 2. Okay? And here we have cosine A plus cosine B is 2 cosine A plus B over 2 cosine A minus B over 2. And number 4, cosine A minus cosine B is negative 2 sine A. Hey, Mitchell. Sorry. Okay, this right here equals negative 2 sine A plus B over 2 sine of A plus B over 2, okay? So we'll just work some formulas tomorrow, and actually I'm going to try to have you do a couple tougher ones where you're trying to kind of solve and prove the identities, okay? So that is it. That's 4 minutes, man. So easy day, but we got to finish up this stuff. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.